Alright, today I'm going to be rebuilding the Volkswagen square top fuel pump. And I got from Wolfsburg West, I got a rebuild kit, got the tool, and I'm going to start taking this apart. Before I get to it, what I want to do is do a close-up so you can see me working on this. So I'm going to change the perspective of the camera so you can see me working on it. Alright, so I hope everybody can see this pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking it apart and video it. You can see it. If you notice, I got two different size screwdrivers because you got two different size screws. And what I'm going to do is first take the top off. The square top, put everything into this little bin so I don't lose anything. And the reason why I'm using two different screwdrivers because these are the two different sides that go with the screws on here. And I really, because it doesn't look like it's been taken apart that many times, and whoever did it did a good job of not marring up the screws. Usually see them all twisted, stuff like that, and that's from having top comes off, spring. See if I can get this plunger out. Come on. There we go. This guy's two pieces. You got your diaphragm and a washer, or a gasket, sorry, not a washer, a gasket. Not too bad inside, it's a little cruddy. Bring it closer so you can see it. And it'll have to be cleaned out. Alright. What I'm going to do now is, got a screwdriver. I'll be right back. I'm going to pause. Alright, I'm back. What I had to do was get three different size screws, three different size screwdrivers. You can see here, it's got these little tiny screws, and I don't want to strip them out. And same thing over here. Different size screws, so trying to keep it so these, you can see where it's a little bit, somebody got it, and just a little bit right there, and that's from using the wrong screwdrivers. So, more disassemble. And take this little plate off here. There's a spring behind it and a washer. Do not lose the screws. These might be hard to find. Alright. And so you got the back plate. I went and re-zinced it already. I took this off. I couldn't stand the way it was looking. And gasket. So, kind of show you. Should have showed it before. It was kind of worn out. I went and polished it up a little bit and zinc plated it so it looks new again. I'll probably do that to a bunch of the other parts. I just had nothing to do yesterday, so I went and decided I would zinc plate it. Now, I've never taken these apart before, so if I mess up on the way, you guys can laugh at me. Alright. Like I said, use the right screwdriver. That one was wobbling around in there, so this one takes the bigger screwdriver. So, the main thing about putting these back together is you've got to put pressure on the diaphragm with the tool to make sure the diaphragm sits right so you can put screws back in. Otherwise, the diaphragm will be too loose and it will probably kink and leak later on. So, there was a guy that sell these on the Samba for $12, and he prints them with his, 3D printer. This one's the metal version. It's 35 bucks. Guy sells it on Samba, and both of them can be found on eBay. The $12 one is 12 bucks shipped. I would have gotten it, but the guy was on vacation, wasn't going to be back until the end of the month. And I didn't want to wait. I was impatient. So I decided to get the metal version and go at it that way. Alright. One more screw. And yes, the screwdrivers do make a big difference. They grab better, these flat blades, if you use the right size. I know you can get away with doing it at any size. And now, let's see if I can pop this guy apart without mangling anything up. Oh man, it's stuck. Okay. Let's see. I want to try to get it to loosen up. I mean, it's really stuck in there. Hello. Alright, so you can see the type of problems you're going to have when you try to take these apart. Now, how can I take this apart without mangling it? Is there any way to pry it up? No. So, I'm going to try to get underneath and loosen up the, it's not a gasket, it's actually the, hold on a second, I'm trying to loosen it up. Come on. Well, the top came off easier than this bottom piece, and I don't want to mess it up. Let's see. I'm going to get a tool. Be right back. Time to pause. Alright, just my luck. It's funny. I put it down, went to go get a tool, came back, picked it up, and guess what? It came apart. I did not have to actually do anything. It's kind of weird, but I like it. When I first tried taking it off, it wouldn't budge. And so one of the things you got to do with these when you take them apart, and I'm just kind of figuring out how this guy comes apart. So people might say, no, don't do that. Taking out the little spring, I'll put that in there. And I want to see how this guy connects. Okay, so, sorry about having to pause so many times. I'm going to grab a flashlight. I'm learning as I go on this one. Okay, it looks to be. It's got the little plunger in here, and I'm trying to figure out how it grabs onto the diaphragm. And it looks to be like there is a, once I take and take this pin out, And oops, where'd it go? There it is. So there's a little C-clip. And there's a pin. Show you where it is. So what I'm trying to do is this piece here. I get the flashlight and see, I'll put some light in there so you can see it. But see down there, you see that bar? It's connected to this, and it's connected to that right here. So what I'm doing is I took the C-clip off this side. You can see it's still on here. And I'm going to pop this out and see if that gets rid of this guy so I can get in there and get the diaphragm off. Learning as I go, because this is the first one I've done of this type. I mean, it is a rebuildable fuel pump. I'm going to push this pin out. There might be pressure on it. Nope, came out. C-clip, pin. Sometimes they say reuse these, so don't throw them out, because the new ones are not as thick in the diaphragm or on the pin. Yeah. Sorry, it's like 6:30 in the morning. I woke up and had nothing to do, so. And yes, going to show you. Okay. This guy here, you can see, slides in. Grab the flashlight again so maybe you can see it. Trying to get the light in the right spot. And see that right there? It's moving up and down. That's what it grabs. That's how it pulls the diaphragm. So, what we have is one back. Show you some more. Diaphragm. This guy goes in and grabs it like that, and then it pulls it back and forth when you push on the plunger. So what I am left with now, here's the bottom half of the case. Not much to it. I got to go and they say to take it on a piece of glass with some sandpaper and clean this up. Clean this guy up a little bit right here so you get a good surface. It looks really nice, so, but I'll clean it up anyway. Same thing with this one. This guy's got to clean up. It's not too dirty. This one here, they do give you a piece, and you know, you can take this out and clean it, but a lot of people say just leave it. If it's good and works, don't mess with it. I'm going to check it out and see how it is. They say cleaning fluid, don't hurt it. We will find out. If it does, the kit comes with a new piece. So, a couple things next, which I forgot a tool again. I'm going to take this off. There's supposed to be a filter in there. Take this apart next, but I'm going to pause first. Alright, so you do need a number 13 wrench to get this part off. So, there, filter, little gasket right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go clean it up with some carburetor cleaner, and I guess I'll be right back. Right, really, I just want to show before. Let's see, flashlight. Before, crusty, not too bad. And see how it looks after when I clean it up. Just gonna use basic carb cleaner, scrub it out. I'm not gonna soak it. It doesn't look that bad, but I think I can clean all that out of there. So the bottom piece really doesn't have any fuel that goes through it. So this seems to be the only one you got to clean. And I'm going to pause because you don't need to see me cleaning. I'm just going to spray some carb cleaner, and I got a little brush, and I'm going to try to clean all the nicks and crannies in there. See how it looks. All right. So what I'm doing right now is I am sanding down the edges so they look better. Don't yell at me for using my glass out of the bug, but it's the only piece of glass I had to use to sand on. And luckily I'm not getting on the glass at all. I'm just using it for flatness. And I got a piece of 400 right here, and I'm just kind of getting the edge flat. Pretty close right now. I'm just going to get the rest. Almost there. Not taking much off. I mean, it's just making the edge flat so it gets a nice flat surface. And a couple of passes, take a look at it, see how it looks, and it's almost there. I mean, it's not taking a lot to do this. You definitely want to do it on a flat surface, and you can actually see where the highs and lows are. And not taking a lot off. I'm just I'm close. I'll show you in a second. Better than what it was. I don't want to take a lot off. I just want to get it to where it is flat. You can see that here. Right there. You see where most of it's flat. A couple of little low spots, but I don't want to take a lot off. So, first one done. Now, before in this guy, do the same thing. And you need the glass so you have a flat surface to work on. And after I finish this, I will clean it all up. And I might need to get a new piece of 400. Maybe not. We'll find out. Getting closer. You just sit there and work it, and look at it, see how good it looks. It's getting flatter. You can see the highs and the lows coming up. You can't see it from there, but I can see it. Pretty close to almost done. Really getting it close. Just working it down, taking off the high spots. Really not taking a lot off, just kind of cleaning the surface. Yeah, it's getting a lot better. I'm going to pause, I've got to get another piece. Doing it dry like this really clogs up the sand. Okay. Got the new pieces. And just keep working until you get a nice flat surface. I mean, does it have to be 1000%? I don't think so. But you at least want to get it to where it's as flat as you can get it. And this way it will seal the best. I'm moving it around so I'm not just taking one spot. It's almost done. I mean, I'm not taking a lot off, so might look like it, but just taking a little bit at a time off and making sure it's as flat as it can be. I think that's good enough. So, I'll show you now. Nice and clean. I think that will seal good. I don't think those little low spots are going to cause any issue, but just in case. Alright. Now, next piece. And just keep working until you get, fairly smooth. I mean, if it was grabbing good, and one thing I want to show you. This is what you're getting rid of. You see here, hold on. I don't know if you can see that, but if I can get it in a better light. Right here, you can see these are the high spots. Right here, you really, I don't know, see if I can get better with some light here. You see it? Is that worse? You just see that high spot right here. There's a high spot here, another one here. What happens is when they get screwed down, these pieces here just slightly bend, not much, but enough. They're high spots. So this is hitting, but it's not hitting here. So I'm going to keep working on it until I get a better flat surface around the whole thing. So before. And just keep working at it. You can actually see it getting shinier. I'm starting to get to the point. I don't even know if it's coming out. Yeah, you can just barely see, like right there, right here, where it's starting to match what these are, and that's why I'm doing this. Because these, if you're looking at it, were higher up than this part here. So I don't want it to leak because it's putting pressure on these points, but not enough pressure here. So that's why you do this. And you just keep working it till you see a shiny spot all the way around, and then you know you're going to get a good seal. I'm getting close. It's starting to get around the whole thing. I mean, I'm not taking a lot off. I'm just taking that slight edge off. And remember, you do this on glass so you know you're on a flat surface. Otherwise, you might just warp it more than what it is. I'm getting really close. And since I'm using 400 and dry, I'm not really taking a lot off at each time, each pass doing this and looking. But you want to get it. And it's getting close. Still got a couple of spots here where it hasn't touched yet. And I want to get that mating surface as flat as I can to each other, to make sure I get a really good seal with the diaphragm. Close, close, close. New piece. Still got one or two spots that are, I gotta get closer. Almost there. You know, the reason why I want to use this pump is I like the look, plus it's rebuildable. A lot more expensive than this $20. Bought it used for $50. The kit's $49. See, I'm $100 into it plus labor. But the cool thing is, it looks cool. And this is a Volkswagen. It's got the Volkswagen sign on it, logo. And I think I'm pretty close, maybe. Another little pass here. And then I can show you what it looks like, but this is the process. Alright. I think that's 100 times better than what it was. Hopefully you'll be able to see it now. Can you see the difference? See that? I mean, there's a couple, like a little low spot here, one little low spot there. But I think all in all, another little low spot here. I might do one more little pass and see if I can get that a little bit better. But all in all, it should seal up a lot better than what it was going to. These two surfaces should meet up nice, so. Yeah, I think that's going to be nice. So I'm just going to do a little pass or two on it. See if I can get that down just a hair. Get rid of those low spots. So if you're going to do this yourself, just remember, piece of glass. I'm using 400. It's a wet, dry sandpaper. I'm just using it dry. You go through them faster that way, but much better. Just trying to get those little tiny rose spots out. I think that's going to work pretty good. Alright, I'm going to pause, clean those back up because I don't want any of this metal filings inside that, and put this piece of glass away again. So, pausing. Okay, I'm going to start reassembling. It's nice and clean. It looks pretty good. I got most of all of the junk out of it. Didn't have to soak it. It wasn't that bad. One thing I want to say is there's a little reed in there, this guy here, which goes right there. And there's a screw and another piece that hold it down. They do not give you that piece in the kits. Don't break this piece. I guess they assume you don't need to replace it, fix it, whatever. And there's a little piece that holds it down. I'll show that in a second. With a screw. Okay. And that's what it should look like. And they do not give you this piece, so don't break it. But I took it out to clean, so. And did not replace this. It works. I checked it. You blow on it, it moves. It just moves a little bit, so I'm going to leave that in there. Doing a lot of reading. A lot of people leave the parts that are good in. They clean them up, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright. First thing I'm going to do is redo the top piece. Which takes this diaphragm, the little one, great. Alright, so goes like that. A little gasket. Where are you, gasket? Here and here. Is that you? No. There it is. One out. All right, that piece goes in there, just kind of drops in. Gasket goes on top. make sure these two pieces are lined up right. Now I kept looking at it. Every time I put it in, it looked like the hole was closing. And what it is, right there, that little guy did not come off when they punched it. You can see it. So every time I went to look at it, it would close it up, but I couldn't see through the hole. Well, it's life. Okay. Try not to bend the gasket. Funny thing is, the gasket's not sitting perfect in there. Trying to get the gasket so it's sitting in there right. It's like a fraction too big. Let's see what's going to happen. You know, frustrating part about stuff is when things just don't fit right. And let me show you something. And Wolfsburg West is supposed to make the best kit. See what's happening to that? Yeah. It's a fraction too big. It barely does not fit. So, can I reuse the old one? Old one fits in there perfect. Let's see the difference with these two. So I got two options. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but see how much bigger it is? Just a fraction. That's what's causing it to cup. So, reuse the old gasket or cut that little bit off. And check everything again. You can actually see, I'm looking at it and I can see a shadow. I don't know if you can see that, but it actually, right there, you can see where it bent the gasket. That's where it's too big. So, what to do? It's what you run in with these aftermarket parts, even when you get what people call the best. I guess I'll try to trim it. Alright. Did a little trimming. Will it fit? Without bulging. There's things you got to do, guys. You get these kits, you got to make do with what you can. Now, will it fit in there and not squish? Alright. So I had to trim it just enough so it fits in there. You can see it's a nice fit. But before it was, you know, getting a bend in it, bulge in it, because it wasn't fitting right because it was too big. I trimmed it enough, just, I don't know, not even a 16th, maybe a 32nd off. But it just wouldn't sit right. It was bulging in there. And it was leaked. But those are things you check, you know. Don't just put it together and assume it's fitting right because it's a brand new kit. Just look at it and go, hey, I got to fix that. And 2, 3, and 4. Alright. Make sure you get the right flat blade. They're all different sizes. Come on. I'm not fully tightening any of them down first. I'm just kind of back and forth, back and forth. Try to equal pressure it going down. Trying to make sure I don't mangle up the screws. I'm not putting a lot of force on it, but just to make sure it's snug. Don't want to warp anything, break anything, mangle anything up while you're doing this. If you got the right screwdriver, it's not going to slip out. Alright, so that is done. Alright, I don't think anybody noticed, but I got a little ahead of myself when I was putting it together. I'll show you what I mean. I forgot to put the spring in. And I'll add this piece back in to where it needs to be. And on top of the square top, there's a spring that's supposed to go in there. And I forgot it. Luckily I saw it and said, ooh, don't forget the spring, George. Okay. Spring. That gasket that was size drawn in there. Alright, show you what I forgot. It would have been a mess. When you're putting the square top on, that spring goes there. I'm reusing the stock one because it's in good shape, and the one that came in the kit was a little stronger if I squeezed them down like this. And some of the people say, you know, some of the springs are stronger. The one that came in the kit is a lot stronger than this one. So they say keep the ones that you can if they're in good shape, and this one is. So now, do this all over again. This time with the spring. That wouldn't have worked at all. And same X padding to tighten it. Don't tighten it all the way down the first time, just get it close. This way you can get them all mated up. And then go to each one and tighten it up a little bit. Try not to mangle the screw up, because these are flat blades. Don't forget the screw, the spring. This is the one that came with the kit, and it's a lot stronger than the one I took out. And I decided, like others, reuse the parts. Next will be the fuel filter. I'm assuming this guy was rebuilt at one time because it's got the new type of diaphragm in it. But that's the filter that was in it, and this is the filter that comes with the kit. I think I'm going to stick with the filter that was in it. And filter gasket, where are you at? There you are. So, new gasket. Come on out. Don't need everything else, just need the gasket. Oops, stay there. Now, before I put this back in, I'm going to go grab a piece of steel wool and just polish it up a bit. So I'm going to pause while I go get it. All right. Let's see if I can clean it up a little bit. A piece of 0000 odd steel wool. Or however you want to say it, 4 zeros. Yeah. Come on. And I'm just kind of taking the age-old tarnish off of this. I'm gonna make it look like at least I did something. Try to clean it up. Don't know if you can see the difference. It just looks a little bit nicer. I just took the old tarnish off of it. Alright. Fuel filter gasket. And that fuel filter that was in there was nice and clean, so no sense in replacing it. Alright, where am I at? Guess it's time for this guy. What I'm doing right now is trying to figure out orientation of this piece. So when I put it back together, I want to make sure it's right. Alright. Come on, focus, focus, focus. See that? That's the way it's going to look when it goes inside. One more time. One of the things I'm going to do before I put it all together is I want to check. People say that come on back out. People say the new pin don't fit as good as the old pins. So just believe in it. I'm going to check it. Feels pretty good. It is not as tight as the original. Big difference. New one. I'll show you without losing it. So, what they say is these new barrels that go in here. Watch. See how it just drops in? Do it again. Original. Oops, where you at? Original. And it's got to be forced in. So yes, I would, if it's in good shape, reuse the original pen. I wanted to verify it, and yes, it is true. The new ones are slightly smaller. I'm not going to mic it out, but I could tell. And drop that guy in there. Get him lined up. Here's the tricky part. Getting it lined up so you can get the pin where it's got to be. Close. Come on. close. Yay, worked. All right, so trying to do is get the holes lined up. Come on, diaphragm. Sit where you need to be. Okay. What I'm doing is pushing down and turning it because I want to try to get the holes lined up best I can. The reason why I'm pushing down on it, it loosens it from the diaphragm a little bit. Diaphragm. That looks pretty close. But flashlight. Can't see nothing without the flashlight. Okay. That guy is on the post. Pins in. I still got to put the C-clip on this side. And that's all good. Getting close to being finished. Okay. C-clip. Where you at? Come on. C-clip in. Now, magic tool. And it's 13 millimeters. This guy comes up 14, so it goes the old pumps, new pumps. Not for the side ones, but... And it comes with a 1 millimeter washer, it's a spacer. So you can go between the two pumps. And what you're going to do is get this started. Lock it down. And what that does, puts pressure on this guy. Just enough that if you notice how this guy now came down like this, right? So that's just enough to get your screws in. So I had to move it. And it'll get your screws in so when it screws down, this will be flat. And you can see right now it cups it. And that's what it's supposed to do. Alright. Just want to make sure everything lines up before I do anything. Okay. When you do this part, don't tighten anything down. Get all the screws in first. And then tighten it down like you're doing, doing your lug nuts on your car. Take each opposite side. And if you ain't got the tool, they say you can do this on the engine. Put the engine to the point to where the rod is at its highest point on the pump, and that will work as the tool. I've never done it, I've only read about it, so I'm assuming it's right because a lot of people say that's what they do when they ain't got the tool. But since you can buy the tool now, either for 35 bucks or 12 for the guy that's printing them, I'd just buy the tool. Stay there. Now I'm just using this screwdriver to get these in because it's a little smaller than the one I need to really tighten it down with so I don't mess the screws up. And I'm just slightly snugging each one down a little bit. Get it closer. Come on. And I don't see any ripple, so it looks like it's sealing good. Okay. I'm really not putting a lot of pressure on it. I'm just going to check them all, make sure they're tight. So far so good. The only thing I'm missing now is to put the spring back in. I'll do that after I take it off. But you can see I didn't get a, it looks like it's sat really good in there. Oops, come on. Don't have any creases. That's what this tool helps you do. So, I'm going to take a break for a minute. I'm going to pour. Now, the only one out of the kit I'm going to use, and I'll show you why. Okay. Oops, let's get in the picture. This is stock, and it's got a slight bend to it. I don't know if you can see it. But there is. It is actually. It's right there, and it's not coming up too good. But, new one. Looks a lot better. Feels the same. So I'm going to use it. All right. So, first time using the tool, I'm going to just believe it's right. And not sure which is the easiest way. There is like a dimple where the spring sits. And take a screwdriver and push it down and push it into where it's got to go. And show it to you. Take it apart so I can show you something. Here on the plunger, light, flashlight, there it is. You can see that. You see that little right there, the little tab? That's what the spring goes on. So, and that is the recess where the other side goes in. So, there and there. Wanted to show that to you. Alright. Just using a screwdriver to push the spring down. Getting it into the recess. Alright. You see? That's the way it goes. Alright. Next piece. Gasket. Plate. And 2 screws. Little screwdriver for the little tiny screws. These are little tiny, I don't know, number 3s maybe? M3s? Oh, that is it. And this one needs a 108 millimeter push rod, pump rod for it, so that's everything. Hope that helps. So you can do it yourself. The main thing you need. Either get this one, which is nice, it's aluminum with studs, 35 bucks, eBay, or the guy that is printing them with his 3D printer, and he's charging them $12 shipped. And that's the one I would have bought if he wasn't going to be on vacation and not be back for another 3 weeks. So I didn't get his, but I did get this one, and it's nice. It'll last for a long time. So all in all, found a really nice pump for 50 bucks on the Samba. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, from some of them I've seen, you know, even more expensive. This guy, I mean, look at it. Look how good this is. You know, look at that. This why I just sprayed it off. I really didn't soak it. I mean, it was in really good shape. I mean, it looks almost brand new out of the box. You can see nothing's corroded. It wasn't sitting in water like you see a lot of them. They have the corrosion all over it. No, this guy's nice. So 50 bucks. Basically 50 bucks for the kit. And this definitely needed to be replaced. And these are new diaphragms, and they're good with the new ethanol gas. So you don't want to use the old ones. They will deteriorate, where the new ones will hold up. And this guy here, this one's a new one. You can tell by the color. So it's been rebuilt at one point in time. But keep all your old parts. You never know what you might need later on. Remember the new dowel pin that holds the plunger in, like everybody said, reuse the old one if you got the stock one, because these are slightly looser. They don't fit in as tight as the originals. And a lot of people complain that the springs are a little bit stronger. And some people say that because of the springs, instead of getting your 3 psi out, you get 4 or 5, and then you have to shim it way up, which other people say you lose volume from the pump when you do that. So, you know, the pump should be 1 or 2 gaskets, to get your 3 to 3.5 psi's out. And once you do that, you get it set, you're good. You don't even need a pressure reducer or anything, a regulator. But I'm going to shut up. I'm going to go in the house and grab some coffee. It is Sunday morning. It's probably 7 o'clock. I got up early because I had nothing to do. And I wanted to rebuild this, so it is done. Have a great one.